So this is what my story was. Let me share the screen. So I was not able to not recognize despite hard work. I was ignored, overworked, but not given the due. And it hurts when you are not recognized, not given the due. But I was willing to take risks. I could work harder provided there is a reward. This is what all the professional women working professionals need. But the reward is not forthcoming. What do you do then? How do you motivate yourself? What now? Maybe there is another reason what you can do and why you are not given anything. Maybe it is a failure. So what? So the CEO of LinkedIn, he says, yeah, our success is not always a straight line upwards. It is in loop. Suppose we have a failure, we go back 2, 3 steps behind, and then we start progressing. When we start progressing, sometimes again we face failure, and again we go back. But slowly, we inch forward, and suddenly all our experiences that we have faced, that will come through, and it will take us through, take us up. So everybody, whoever has succeeded, has a long failure look behind him. That is what experience is. So your reason might be anything. Maybe you were laid off in COVID time. I don't know, Sivani, what was the problem? You didn't tell me why you started this business also. Maybe we can come one to one and start understanding each other more. And this may be affecting your productivity. That is why you have come. You needed to know why you needed a mentor. Maybe you are giving a chance for others to criticize you. You never know. And it is creating trouble inside you. You are facing a lot of problems. And so if you are looking for a change, I don't know if you are a fashion designer, you are an entrepreneur, but if you are looking for another alternative, then what happens with your experience, the alternative takes time to come. When it takes time to come, you are operating at a 20% productivity level. Suppose for 3 to 5 years, you are operating at 20% productivity level, you are forming a habit of being unproductive most of the time. If such a thing happens, then what happens to your potential? So when I did a market research, I saw that many personal problems were there, especially women, lot of problems. And in this screen, if you see, there is a left side and the right side. Right side, there are many problems which are not related to workplace issues. Those are personal problems. But still, and those personal problems are affecting your decision making, your ability to learn a skill, your ability to communicate properly, ability to be consistent with your work. Many areas of life gets affected. And so what inspired me to get going was when my mentor, super mentor, who is an international person, who appreciated me, that I keep going no matter what. When my own mentor said that I can do many things with people's lives, with people's mindset. So, and this is my mentor's mentor who has I have qualified for his initial program, and this is the super mentor. He is the advisor of Robert Kiyosaki. So I am learning from him also. So this learning is a system. This learning system is like say one person learns and gives to another person. So the mentoring that you are seeking also is part of that. Once you learn, you have to implement it to learn. Otherwise, knowing and not implementing is not known. And his programs also I have qualified. Then I have a goal. Everybody should have a goal, and goal means what we are aspiring for. Slowly, where we are going to go. So right now, whatever we are thinking to achieve, that is our goal, and that is perfectly right. Whatever you are thinking, you have a purpose. Purpose means why you are doing it. That purpose has to be there. Otherwise, you will not be inspired, not be motivated. And for many, the aspiration is freedom, time freedom, money freedom, place freedom, all those freedom. Your family is also your motivation. So, what are your values? That needs to be decided. It is not about what work we are doing, but why we are doing is very, very important. And those are our values, and values can be very, very different from each other. But ultimately, it leads to your goal, your purpose, and your freedom, and your family, of course. So for me, it is titles, and the 6 values are tranquility, inclusion, dignity, abundance, learning, and joy. So all these things I will be talking many a times. And I have created a system. I call that as a leadership growth blueprint. Now it includes, it is part of the women excellence system, wherein I have a resilience system, a mindset system, and a skill system, tool set system. Now, what do you learn here? You learn how you are different. You already are different. You don't have to learn that again. You are born different, you are born unique. Then you have to prove that time and again. That is what called resilience. And when your resilience is proven, you influence people. And that is how you achieve significance or prominence, whatever we call. And the entire tool is called Resourceful Influencing. It is a 10P framework that I teach. It is not such a big thing that as it might appear, but it is a small realization that every day we can have. And this is affected by, suppose another person also learns this 10P framework. What is the difference between you and that person? The difference is always the attitude, habit, action, and perception. This always remain unique. Why? Because you are born into a particular system and surrounding, family, and the other person also is born into another system, family, and environment. That makes your learning different. That is why your expertise and the other person's expertise and deliverance will be very, very different. So it keeps you unique and very effective, and ultimately it achieves you significance. That is what is called the blueprint. So here in Shivani, you there? You want to ask a question? Any question out here? So herein we will be discovering your unbeatable USP and how you can develop your expertise and what will make you an expert irrespective of where you are, which we call as excellence. So these 3 things will be discovered out here in you. And strategies will be uniqueness, resilience, influence, and connect. So here we start with the protagonist state and we evolve to the game changer state. So at the protagonist state, you will be learning how to choose who you want to be. So we may have a little state here and there, and your personality. Whoever you want to be, that will be set here. The next is personal abilities, whatever you have. And here, your competency stories you will be learning, and that will make changes in your thought process. This is the second thing you will be learning. Third will be how you can prove yourself to be resourceful, because the framework is resourceful influencing. When you are resourceful, whether there is resource or not, whether money is there or not, people are there with you or not, and how you manage your time. These are the three main resources, and the fourth resource is your ideas. So these will always be there with you, whether visible or not. So how to make use of that to become more productive. The next stage is punctuality, how to manage your time, how to manage your, how to efficiently manage your time. Next stage is power bonding, how to build a team and take care of conflict and ambiguity, whether in family or in a network or in a collaboration, wherever you are, how to overcome this conflict and ambiguity. Next is how to make decision properly. And then how do you communicate? The 3 S style is style, skill, and strategy. Communication is not about English. It is about how you convince people. How do you convince people? With your style and with your skill, and it has to be very strategic. The other person gets convinced when the person knows that you are the person who can make the change, who can give him his required thing. Then poise is about you will, as human being, you will face lot of challenges in your life. My life also was challenging. Your life might also have been very challenging. But how to stay unruffled in any situation? That is what is poise. And we are learning the AHAP method, mindfulness here. Passion, when you mentor, suppose you have overcome and learn everything, and you are now an expert, and you have become a game changer. This is the time when you should also mentor other people, and you get recognized for that, because you create very successful people. That is why you will get recognized, and you become unicorn, a high value individual who achieves significance. So this is the story that will be, this is the sequence of our personality change that we will be going through in my program. And my background is I am a mathematics postgraduate with 25 plus years of experience. But all my life I have dealt with people, which is non-mathematics. People's problem and their and got into unpublished job, and always am recognized for my resourcefulness. That is my USP. Actually, I have discovered that every woman in this world is very resourceful. They can overcome any kind of problem. And another USP is I always start small and keep building, working on that. And how I grow means I spot talent in other people also, like you, Shivani, if you come to my training program. And then we collaborate, and I leverage the other person's expertise and grow more. So in the process, what happens? The other person also grows. So this has been my story. And this is my family. I have 2 daughters, and I have an extended family in US, and all my colleagues are my family, part of my family also. Key patterns in my life: single mother of 2 children, huge responsibility. Professional life got affected because of personal problem. That is why I am teaching that if you have a personal problem, and if you don't know how to handle it, then your professional life will always be affected because you are a woman. Because you have got different kind of mindset. I have been a fast worker, saved budget, but was not proving skill or strategy. So the turning point came when I attended a HR workshop meant for HR professional, but I was not one HR professional, but I designed a HR policy and presented it. So that was the turning point because the big companies, those who were participating in there, they got impressed with me. And they offered a job into their company because of this single thing that I did. Got selected to an organization with 5,000 employees in 2008. And then this shift in my pattern happened when I came to this bigger company. Here, my focus came to the challenging task because this company always handled bigger challenges. And there was not much on hierarchy. Whoever does whatever work, if they can deliver well, then that person will be recognized. So for the first time, actually, I came to know that I was not after any designation or anything, but I was trying to prove myself that I am actually capable of achieving more. That was very important because if I would have been the boss somewhere, I would have been very satisfied in a smaller thing because I was the boss and that is what I was looking for. But that was not the actual thing that I was looking for. I was looking for knowing my worth, knowing my purpose, and through those failures in my life, whatever personal failures, professional failures, whatever failures came, those came to let me know my worth in a better way. That is why I say, if you are having failures, then it is something showing you that you are meant for bigger things in life. So my dream was bigger than my designation, and that one I proved repeatedly. I was sent to Rajasthan to enumerate 44 lakh women in 2 months' time, just in 60 days. I did that by sourcing 12,000 volunteers and training them in 7 days and then creating 65 camps in 29 districts each. And we achieved that 44,000 landmark in 2 months' time. So that was the first time I knew that given a challenge, I will perform better. Then I went to Meghalaya, wherein the National Governance Scheme, governance scheme was launched, and I established 239, me and my team established 239 CSC centers across Meghalaya, 7 districts of Meghalaya. That was very very early stages of this payment system and everything. So it was very difficult how to earn independently of those systems. But we tied up with banks and everything. And each of these operators were earning 5,000 to 10,000. Nowadays, I heard that each of these CSCs earn more than 3 to 4 lakhs per month. So that kind of job generation happened. So it was not all by my effort, but I helped. I started doing things, and things have taken shape on their own because of small things that I took action. So whatever you do, you may not be there to see the end thing, but it will give you a lot of satisfaction that you had initiated that thing, and you till you were there, it was growing. So make sure that wherever you are in your life, in that particular position, you are contributing to the growth of that particular thing. So these are the 1,500 people that I trained in Meghalaya, and also establish ecotourism there. So many things I could do in 2 years of time that I spent. Then I was transferred to Andhra Pradesh, where my head office was, and there I learned business analytics and food contribute to the company. Then I came to Madhya Pradesh, Eastern Madhya Pradesh, which is to Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve area, wherein I was given the task of forming alternative livelihoods because there was not enough food. People were going to the jungle area and they were getting killed by the tiger because there was no fencing there and people were unknowingly they were getting into the poor area where the tiger was. So here within 4 years of time, this area became food sufficient. They had enough to eat. They broke the here I taught them 4 things and from nowhere these ladies were illiterate ladies. From nowhere, within 4 years, they became the governing board members. And I taught them 4 things. I learned it myself because I don't come from agricultural background. So if you are a person who can learn under any circumstances, whatever is required, then you are the person who can help other people also. That is the motto here I am trying to tell you. And I taught 4 things. First thing I taught them system of root intensification. Second is integrated farming. Third is hybrid mustard cultivation. And fourth is herbal cultivation. Ultimate financial freedom. And here are the ladies who won 17 awards in 4 years of time. One of them won CIA awards with 1.5 lakh yes award. They broke mustard production record of Madhya Pradesh and they had 36 lakh of purpose. They became food sufficient. They became leaders. And they won one award from Mr. Narendra Modi, who was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. And the lady who won the CIA award, she told that Punji. So these ladies with so much of poverty in their life, they had realized that if they can have small amount of capital for and in the bank, then they can escape the cycle of poverty. Because whenever there is an emergency, health emergency, or some natural calamity happens, then whatever they have saved gets washed out. So they again have to depend on somebody, the landlord, then they lose everything. So this was happening, this has been the story. So they knew if they can have some system wherein they can generate a small capital and save it year after year, then they can escape. This is a very common sense, but you have to be there to know, understand what is the difficulty, why such a thing doesn't happen. But they require some handholding to do it there themselves. Because I was there to handhold them. They could do it. It was them who did it. But my realization is the satisfaction that I have got from this service, whatever I have done. This is the CIA award winning, and the then Industry Minister, Mr. Anand Sharma, actually felicitated her. Best Farmer Award, they have got one farmer got. Then another lady got Best SHG Leader from the Andhra Pradesh governor. And this is the grassroots worker who is the CEO. Now, one of my colleagues, he is a UNDP officer now. Then my change in profile happened. I became the HR head at that time. So the HR, becoming HR head, I also groomed the second line leadership. So one particular thing I'm very proud of seeing that this is a girl who was hired for the executive post and she didn't have any experience after she completed her graduation. Now, today's date, fast forward, she is she is the de facto HR head in that organization where I used to be the HR. So this was something I am very proud of. After that, I got to Jharkhand, wherein I was given the responsibility to revive a dead watershed, and it was revived. And I was, as a result of all this, I was given the recognition. I went to Canada for a study course, and these were the various awards that I won. Then another change happened. Nothing in my life, if you have seen, has been there to stay. It has always been changing. And what is the reason? From that stage to I got to work with the Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. That is why if I would have stayed with those organizations, those positions, I wouldn't have got this chance. Then defining moments in my life is when my father told me, and it is always at the back of my mind, that empower people, be a kingmaker, allow others to grow, and it doesn't matter whether you get the recognition or not. Whether if you allow others to take the credit, then you can do a lot. That is, so if you want to do a lot, then you allow other people to take credit. The best thing that happens as a result of this is you get to know, it helps you to become a leader with a proficiency which is sector agnostic. What do I mean by that? No matter where you go, this particular quality actually helps you to learn, grow, adapt, and still further grow. So it doesn't require you to be in a particular job to be recognized. Now you are an expert, sector expert, a person's expert. And that will give you, that is what you are looking for, right? Irrespective of your job or anything, you are a leader, you are a knowledge person. And the second thing that he told me is play the catalyst. It is never a lone game. अकेले आप कोई गेम जीत नहीं सकते. You cannot win a game all by yourself. It has to be a team. So when COVID started, my digital journey started. And I am in a digital system, Gurukul system, wherein whatever I learn, I will be passing on to another person. So this is the system that I am here. And I am learning from 12 mentors, international and national mentors. So much possibility around is there, so much potential to leverage. And can I use my life story to lead the path? My life story, if you can learn from here and see the similarity in your life and grow from there, then nothing like. I will be very proud to mentor you in taking your path, your own path, because your path is very unique. It is already proposed, defined, and you are born with it. So there is a similarity because you have come to my circle because of a purpose, because you have seen that similarity in my life along with yours. Maybe the life stories are very, very different, but still the essential things are very unique, very similar, despite being unique. So what made me stuck? So how do I start the training mentoring journey? When you are in anger, your dignity is compromised. Where you are in grief, your helplessness is there, your happiness is compromised. When you are having grievances, then your sense of responsibility is compromised and you blame others. So, in all these three situations, when you are angry, where you are in sorrow, where you are complaining, you are stuck. You are not making any progress. So, who this is for? This is for women professionals who are feeling stuck. So, what is the solution? The solution is you have to start with empathy with yourself to influence. So, we are, anyways, we are getting to influence. That is why I call this as the resourceful influencing program. You have to be resourceful within your capabilities. Those capabilities are within you. Those are only to be discovered. So in this program, we discover what are your capabilities, your innate capabilities. So how do we do that? We find your USP and then we build a framework to enhance your expertise. Whatever uniqueness you have, that has to be proven time and again. That is how the expertise is proven. And then you become a person who is sector agnostic. Sector agnostic expertise. So first, you have to overcome your difficulties. You have to know, because the moment you realize your own uniqueness, you will know that these small things should not be stopping you. So what is your self-talk? Every day, what do you tell yourself? This thing has happened to me, this thing has happened to me, that person told me this thing. Are these the talk that you do? Or you are doing that today I am going to achieve this. Are you able to say this to yourself? So that is where it is very important for you to have this kind of talk. What is your personality type? We will have a test, international test, as to what is your personality type. But are you the person who learn by doing, value time, and humble by nature? These three things are very essential. Many people lack this, and that is why they get into trouble. How do you achieve what you want? You can request, create a win-win formula, wait for your turn. Did you know this? Do you believe in strategic positioning? How would you position yourself? Where are you? There are many people like you in this world. So how are you different? How do you, unless you have discovered that, you won't know. But what is the feeling inside? How do you feel that you are a bit different than many others? That strategic positioning we have to bring out from you. And how do you handle challenges? Do you do problem analysis? So when there is a challenge coming up, बहुत बड़ा सा problem आ गया, what do you do then? You become desperate, and then you are into self-pity, or you do problem analysis. The problem, why this problem, where from it has come, what are the possible solutions, and what rectifications you can make. If you start doing this, then those challenges will appear to be very smaller, and it will disappear also, because you have started analyzing the problem. Without analyzing, if you go on to say what happened, what happened, then it will not go. It will stick to you. Then what action point you need to take every day, every time, whether it is a challenging time or normal time, what you can do is always observe very closely, reflect about it, how, why this thing has happened. Rectify if there is some correction required and tweak it. Next time, the challenge will come in a very different form. It will appear to be very different, but it will be the same problem in a different guise. So what do? You just tweak. If you have written down whatever you have observed, reflected, and rectified, it will take just small tweaks in your existing solution to solve that challenge as well. So we will learn this, and these are the things which will create daily wins for you. If you are winning every day, then you are not a failure at all. So you should learn this. So journal them regularly. Do you use your time, budget, and HR judiciously? That is what resourcefulness is. Mentoring, of course. If you are looking for a mentor, you also mentor someone. That is how you will grow. Handling change, overcome ambiguity. Whatever your mind is saying, complicating things, you just start writing them so that these ambiguities will be overcome. Play to the potential. Whatever your potential is, play to that potential. Explore that potential and solve this problem. Legacy is subject matter expertise. As I told you, it will be sector agnostic. Wherever you are, you can be the person who knows. And the coaching path will be, it will be like saying how your difference will be established. There are a few tests that I will be doing. And then week 2 will be your resume or expertise or portfolio that will be dealt with. Third will be your personal issues, how you manage your personal issues, that will be done. Then those issues will be on procrastination, resilience, efficiency, or process consolidation, time management. Those things will be handled with. Then your communication. Before we will be dealing with your communication. Communication is not about English, as I said. It will be your ways of selling yourself. That is what conviction. Make convincing another person is your communication. So these things will be dealing in 4 weeks, and in week 5, we will deal with what you need to develop, what needs to be improved. There will be a repetition of with another set of learning. The same thing that you have learned in the first 4 weeks, every week, every subsequent week, I'll have a different set of ideas, not the same thing, in the same week, to develop these 3 things. One is USP, second is resilience, and third is your significance. These 3 things will be repeating in different forms week after week. So, some people have interview issues that will be repeated, and so there will be audit also in week 11. How to overcome procrastination will be specifically dealt with. And I'll be giving you a set of questions so that you will ask better questions to you, And here we will be taking that to 12 weeks time. Every week we will be dealing with something or other. And from this learning, also you will have several questions which we also will be resolving on Fridays, on Wednesdays. So these are the courses. Here we will be dealing with your practical problem will be resolved, and also your understanding will be resolved. You will be a better person. You will be a very strong person. And the price of this course is priced, the value is actually over 5 lakhs now. Because to learn all this, I have invested more than 5 lakhs. And my lifetime experience that I have. All that you will be getting. And also I have a, you will be getting the course entirely. If you want to go through it over and over again, you can do so with just one time payment. And the course now I have priced at, which is 5,70,000. If you want to come to my community, you can start with by just paying 5,999 right now. And you can start, you can get going. So any questions, Ivani? Are you there still? If you are still there, then you can ask the questions right now. Are you there? So why I'm doing whatever I'm doing? I'm doing this because after 15, 18 years of marriage, I realized that I was not in safe hands. I didn't have enough to even educate my children. I have 2 daughters, as I said. Nobody was taking responsibility. I didn't mind that till that time when I was told that we don't have money to raise our daughters. So what use such a marriage then? If in that marriage, in spite of me giving everything, there is nothing that will retain our dignity of the family as a whole. Is it worthwhile to stay in that marriage anymore? If your dignity is compromised, if you are helpless, despite being educated, what use is that? But given such a situation, what can one person do? If you realize that suddenly in your life, you have 2 children to raise, and you will compromise your dignity further in taking help of others. How do you prioritize your life? And after 18 years of marriage, so-called marriage, I of course now say that I was being readied, being prepared for this role of mine. But I don't want anybody to waste so many years of their life, especially women, to realize this. That is why I am doing whatever I am doing. If you can save time, you can actually save the other person also. No blame game. If you realize it in time, if you can take charge of your life in time, you can help the other person no matter what, right? It is not about money alone. It is about your dignity, how your self-respect is there, how you can manage your self-respect. That is why I am doing this. After so many years, you might forgive. After you stand by yourself, you can forgive, but what happens to the time that was sacrificed, that is gone? It is a huge loss, right? So just take a decision. And hope, because you are not saying anything, we will meet in another session also. You can ask me questions then. Always come with your laptop so that you can speak to me. And when I say to come on video, you should be coming on video so that we can respond. No, unless you ask questions, your doubt will not be resolved. So that is what. And so this, with that background, what I have realized is there are three things that women lack in their life. One is the dignity part, wherein they don't know, they don't recognize their self-worth, and they are born with some USP that they don't realize. The second thing is because they don't know what their uniqueness is, they can't prove, they can't work on that. And of course, because they can't work on that and they have compromised so much of time in their life. I don't know under what excuse. I call them excuse because now that you know my story, you should be able to decide that whether you want to go in this course or not. What happens is, unless you are mentored, who is there to guide you? So this is a course for all those things, and it will systematically bring out your uniqueness, and it will build your skill as to how within your existing skill you can make the most out of it, and those basic things. And also because I am offering a community also, community to collaborate, because alone you can't go further. So there has to be like-minded community wherein whenever you need some support, some kind of assistance, there should be people, trusted people who will be honestly helping you out. There is a, you cannot hope beyond your community, you cannot hope people to help you out because nobody has that time. But in this community, what happens because of this traditional Gurukul system, people are oriented in this fashion to help people, right? Well, there are many people out there, even today. I have a diamond merchant who earns like say 50 lakhs a month, which is very normal for them. Maybe they will require some kind of design, they kind of require some kind of supporting hand, which you can provide. So those kind of collaboration we can bring up. So if you want such kind of a direction guidance, opportunity, and helping hand, then you can join me. So see you in the next session. If you have taken something, some good inputs from today's session, it will be great. Thank you for attending.